very much. If you could listen or listen to listener, just.
No, I haven't seen her in ages.
Which is out of print, so I thought it's called Catafalque. Kiriak came down the hill. It's all over, he was saying. He's dead. The women were all walking, heads bowed, weeping, covering their faces with black veils. Bob was busking on the other side of the dusty street. He was singing God on Our Side. The sun was as hot as it had ever been. I dropped a pocket full of argots in his case and ducked inside the Hendricks Cafe. A glass of iced permission juice, I told Marilyn, the barmaid. I lit a cigarette and watched as a plume of blue smoke rose up and danced over the sunlight coming in through the stained glass windows, creating a kaleidoscope of all kinds of colours. I thought of Kiriak and the look he had in his eyes as we had passed. I'd never seen such a dreadful look of guilt on the face of any man. I got to thinking of that last meal, how we'd all shared, and how JC had talked of betrayal while breaking the bread, how both Kiriak and Paul had jumped up in outrage at the suggestion. I thought of the proceedings the next night in the misty garden, the kiss and the whispered voices. I drained my drink and slammed the glass back down on the table. James Dean and Sid Vicious were in deep conversation over by the jukebox. From Machoki from Muskokie by Mel Collins was playing. Above them was a poster reminding us Fanny and Elvis were doing the karaoke again tonight. I Got You, Babe. The air was too stifling. I had to get out. I stepped back into the street and was hit by the heat. Bob was singing I and I now. One man says to another, no one sees my face and lives. He got that one from Moses, I heard. Moses Jones. Now there was a man. He dragged all those ungrateful sons of bitches out from slavery. And for what purpose? It's all a crock of shite, I said under my breath as I kicked up the dust with my feet and made my way up Skull Hill. I passed through everyone in the crowd, walking the opposite direction seamlessly. The silhouette of three crosses came into view. There were two women kneeling at the bottom of the centre cross. Matthias Grunwald was also there, just off to the left, with his brushes and oils. The air was fetid with the stench of dead flesh. It was so foul I could taste it. I lit another cigarette to mask the odour. I came to the bottom of the cross where the two women were knelt, and I looked up at the lifeless man hanging there high in the sky, high in the dry, merciless air. There was a wound in his side from which a fine trickle of blood had stopped flowing. The sun was so bright I had to squint. There was a scar of stagnant, coagulated blood clinging to the bottom of the wood. He looked thin, but even in death there was something different about him. And there looked still to be some light shining from somewhere deep within his lifeless form. I knelt beside the two Marys in the dull hum of the searing heat, surrounded by the smell of injustice and death. And I joined in their silent weeping. There you go, so. Petition for a reprint of that. So, nobody thanks Kenny anyway. Without Kenny, the magazine wouldn't come out.